Hello world, good day and good game to you all. This week 5000 caliber can be yours each month when you help in Discord. One-shotting Ice Maiden with Kyle should be no problem this week with the double reactor farming location, and we will look at other crazy builds and fun bugs that came up. Let's start with the crazy things that happened last week. Hotfix 1.2.19 has been released, which revealed new emotes in the shop. That hotfix is known for adding spoils box to the target reward, that is very nice, but also the bug fixes for the default entry location and the event page was not popping up all the time, keeping us away from our precious rewards. Some bug or mistake made it that we all can see the new skins and emotes in the shop already. People started noticing on Thursday already and posted it all around on Reddit, X, Discord and so on. But you have to wait 2 weeks until you can buy them. You find more hidden changes in my previous video, which is linked in the description. Another video going through Reddit was about Ice Maiden and her Jiggle physics. We spoke about that in my video last week already, but I like to repeat that this Jiggle is very much noticeable when you grapple at just the right weak point, like this one for example. Speaking of Ice Maiden, the leaderboard from last time got really crazy from a few seconds to one-shotting her. Lepic is down to 16 seconds, Ajax around 37 seconds, Bunny can do it in 47 seconds, we will see a build for that in a minute. Valby with insane 16 seconds, Serena in just 3 seconds, which is the fastest for solo runs, Blair also pretty fast with 25 seconds, Esiemo only 11 seconds, and look at Yujin with over 8 minutes. If you want to be in the top 10, then this is the time you need to beat. Kyle can one-shot Ice Maiden within almost 5 seconds, we will see that in a second. Not everyone is below a minute with Ice Maiden and I bet that there's still some more potential in Jayber. But first, here's how insane it can get with Kyle. Yes, he has a build that can one-shot Ice Maiden as you can see here. Or you do it in a team with 2 Kyle and a Luna, then she's done within a second. Links to the builds and Reddit posts are in the description. Have fun killing her. Another really good build came up for Bunny to solo her. May take a minute, but it is infinite power for your force skill, permanent draining the life of Ice Maiden. You can find the link to the build in the description below. Here is a sneak peek how it looks like. With the last update, a feature has been added that allows you to run around in Albion while dancing. Okay, it's a bug, but honestly, this can stay as a feature. It is sometimes silly and sometimes nice, like this one here. For this, you start to dance and just move away. Does not work always and rolling resets the pose, but it looks so nice dancing happy through Albion. This bug can stay. Those were the most crazy things in the last week. There are more interesting and nice things on Reddit and other places, which are all linked in the description below. And as always, we look at the votes on problems in this game, solutions that were suggested and other interesting questions. When you are in Albion, then you can walk through players, everything is fine there, but on the battlefield you can bump into friends and foes, which most people do not like. Being able to walk through players or having less collision with them would really be a nice thing to have, especially when your personal space gets intruded like this. As always, questions and solutions about the Crystalization Catalyst Research. Right now you could start a research every 8 hours, which really does not fit anyone's day. Researching 2 or 3 at once would be perfect, but also don't forget that we soon can reduce the research time in Season 3. Oh, and here's the poll that would break the game. Imagine your rolls on weapons would only get better. Ain't that great? Of course most people would love that, but damn, we would all run around with heavily overpowered weapons. Now this is an interesting poll. Which was your first? Mine was Lepic, but most of the people started with Wearside it seems. Second one is Ajax, but only a few used Lepic first. Too bad, he can be a nice boss killer for the first few bosses. Here is another question that fits to overpowered weapons, I think. I would rather like to say that the enemy AI and mechanics repeat so often that we know them by heart. Apart from how overpowered we all are right now, this is truly something that feels dull once you know every step of an enemy. Once upon a time, Hailey was a crazy boss killer with just the right clear speed for some void erosion purge, but since then new descendants have been released, rebalanced and are way more powerful than Hailey now. I also tend to say that she remains in niche uses like void erosion purge or to kill some bosses just for fun, but she clearly got outpaced by other descendants. Here is a guess on what Nell would be. I think that my love would be more of a gun-based descendant when we look at the skills that we already know of. And I go one step further with guessing that she will be a toxic descendant. I think when Enzo is in danger, then the cute Nell goes full berserk mode. And then an idea for fellows picking up ammo. The new one just gives you ammo from time to time, but that does not seem to be enough. Perhaps a new fellow would be nice that does pick up ammo instead of Reactor. I would use that. So sorry little one, every 40 seconds just a few bullets is not enough. Another long-living pain are underperforming beam rifles, and the most voted solution is to power up the unique abilities. But please also increase the rounds that those things have or the base damage. Beam rifles like Voltia are nice, and the chain on every beam rifle would make them really useful again. And the last one about ETA-0, which surprised most of us. The announced new rewards from ETA-0 do not reset weekly. Would be really great when those reset weekly, especially since we now have so many vouchers. Let's hope that Nexon changes this for us. And the most crazy numbers this week are about the bans and penalties. If you remember the bans from last week, then those were a joke compared to this one. Over 2,200 people had a penalty for being AFK or other not so nice reasons. That is a lot. But also don't forget that there are also false reports going around. And, even worse, some program then looks at your behavior and decides about your fate. Write the support if this thing gave you a penalty for no reason. Looks like it has gone wild last week. 2,200 players with a penalty hits even harder when you see that only 10,000 were active in Steam, plus some more people on other platforms, but still a very high number. As usual, the amount of players is going down and we wait for Season 3 to see how many Descendants come back for the new Battlefield. So much for the last week, now we look forward into what is ahead of us. All week long the skin contest continues. You can still send in your art for the Descendant or an fellow and win big prizes. The end is far away on the 12th of August, so you still have a lot of time. Also enough time is left for the Albion Special Dispatch. You have 3 more weeks until the end. If you reach day 5 already, then you can safely claim all those rewards. And how about 5,000 caliber each month? Right now you can apply as a moderator in the First Descendant Discord until next week Monday. Surely a lot of work, but also rewarded with a lot of caliber. A new difficulty level reward rotation started today. Ajax, Kyle and Luna have a very good double farm location this week. We get to that later. Also, Bunny and Sharon have a very good spot this week. But if you think that Agna Desert Remnant is not a nice place to farm, then I show you a way to make it juicy in some minutes. On Wednesday the Magister Lab is back. When you need Catalyst or Activator blueprints, then this is the fastest way to get it. With the right team the mission can be done within 2 minutes or 3 minutes when you take it easy. Other missions can be this fast too, but with this one you can also open the Amorph very fast. The Vulgus Reactor in Kingston just takes 15 to 20 seconds. When you farm in Kingston for 2 to 3 hours, then you have enough Catalyst blueprint for the whole week. Don't miss this chance on Wednesday. ETA-0 returns on Friday with 2 equipment slots, 4 storage slots and 1 catalyst blueprint, also some advanced shape stabilizer and the cheeky vendor trick with the Hailey chips. If you buy those chips and sell it again, then you have 3 vouchers for free. Not much, but I take it. In 2 weeks we will get the next bigger hotfix for Eternal Component Cores and another long-term lock-in event with free stuff to claim. Season 3 is around the corner this month or the month after. There's still no confirmed date. Another Death Life will start. They announced this last week, opened the form for a few days and closed it. Very spontaneous, so this time they collected questions way before the live stream. I still hope that they extend the time so that we can send in more questions this week. That's it for the events happening. Now let's look where those nice double farm locations are. All you need is this table. You can choose your Descendants that needs a new reactor. In the middle you can see each reactor that you can farm this week, and on the right side is a mission which is the best to farm. The stars in each mission tell you if a place is really good or not. I suggest to only farm the locations with 3 or 2 stars. Locations with 1 or no star are not that good and maybe worth waiting for some better mission next week. Now let's look at each single region and how you farm the best mission there. Valby and Yujin, running non-attribute fusion builds, they've got 2 good farming missions. Start off in Vespers Timberfall. The mission Timberfall Power Facility is your first stop. Not only do you get the fusion reactors but also toxic tech reactors. Or you head to Fortress Defense Line. The mission Vulgus Strategic Outpost is good for non-attribute fusion and also gives you fire dimension drops. Take your Valby, run in circles as shown here. A lot of monster will spawn as long as you don't kill the boss. If you're playing Enzo, Luna or Jayber with non-attribute singular reactors, there are 3 good spots. First one is in Fortress, Frozen Valley. Here you want to run Command Relay. It gives you non-attribute singular and also drops toxic tech reactors. A second great option is Agna Desert, Vermilion Waste. Take your Valby and loop the Vulgus Strategic Outpost. This also drops some Electric Dimension Reactor. And last, check out Vesper's The Ruins. The Destroyed Temple drops non-attribute singular and adds some toxic dimension to your run. For Ajax, Gley, Jayber and Valby with non-attribute dimension builds, there are 2 missions worth your time. In Sterile Restricted Zone, run the Basis Power Grid mission there. You get your non-attribute dimension and Fire Fusion Reactor. Then there's White Knight Gulch Shipment Base. The mission is Fortress Outskirts. Same deal, non-attribute dimension with Chill Fusion as secondary drop. Now for non-attribute tech builds like Ajax, Kyle and Luna, there are 2 really nice locations. Double drops are in Kingston Grand Square. Look for the mission called Kingston Surveillance Radar. Usually a mission drops 2 different reactors, but this one drops one and the same all the time. It will rain reactor for your next Ice Maiden One-Shot build. Another spot is in Echo Swamp Abandoned Zone. Run Environment Contamination Zone. It's a very solid mission and also has Toxic Fusion Reactor. When you're playing Blair and you're looking for a Fire Dimension Reactor, I've got 2 good locations. First, head to Agna Desert Mirage Stone. The outpost there spawns a lot of enemies and you also get Chill Tech Reactors as a side drop. And also check out Fortress Defense Line, another outpost that gives you the Fire Dimension you're looking for and adds some non-attribute fusion reactors. For Serena with a Fire Singular build, there are 2 good missions this week. First, go to Echo Swamp Misty Woods and run the Traces of Colossi interceptions there. This one drops your Fire Singular reactor and throws some Chill Singular on the side. Next up, Kingston The Fallen Theater. The Vulgus Occupied Buildings mission is very fast and has a good drop rate. You can also expect to get some electric tech reactors there. For Esiemo using Fire Fusion Reactors, here are your farming locations. First option is the Converter Facility in Fortress. It also drops some Chill Singular Reactor. The Sterile Restricted Zone is also nice with the Basis Power Grid mission. It also drops non-attribute Dimension Reactor. Or you go to Hagios Fractured Monolith and run the mission Ruins Modification Base. This is a nice Fire Fusion spot this week and you also get Chill Dimension Reactors. Last one, Vesper's Lumberyard. The Frontline Base mission gives Fire Fusion plus some Toxic Tech. Esiemo and Lepic mains looking for some Fire Tech Reactors have 1 good spot this week. Check out Sterile Classified Area. Biological Research Facility is the mission there. It's juicy and you get some Electric Dimension Reactors along with your Tech Reactor. If you're playing Hailey and Viessa this week and you're farming Chill Singular Reactors, you've got 2 good missions. Start off in Echo Swamp Misty Woods. The mission Traces of Colossi Interceptions is a nice one. This one drops Chill Singular Reactors and you also get Fire Singular there. Then check out Fortress Converter Facility. The outpost there is really juicy as an outpost should be. For Hailey with a Chill Dimension build, you've got 3 good missions to hit this week. The first is Derelict covered in Echo Swamp. Look for the mission Verdant Greenery. That one also drops Electric Tech Reactors. Then there's Agios Fractured Monolith, the Ruins Modification Base. This one is very efficient and drops Fire Fusion Reactors too. Then check out Steriland Ironworks and the Weapons Processing Facility mission, this time with Processor as secondary drop. If you're running Sharon and Bunny this week and looking for electric fusion reactors, you've got 3 good options. Hop into Agna Desert Remnant. The Outpost Workshop is a nice one. This one drops electric fusion reactors on the side. Or go to Agna Desert the Storage and take on previous Construct Team Quarters. Not only do you get your fusion reactor, but also pick up Toxic Dimension there. Last but not least, Steriland Repository. The mission is the Vulgus Outpost there, which also drops Toxic Singular Reactors. Now let's look at Electric Singular for Bunny and Ines. Those have 1 okayish location to farm. The outpost in Steriland Rockfall is a bit tricky, but the best you got. And for our beloved Sharon on an Electric Dimension Reactor, there are 4 missions you should check out. Vermilion Waste in Agna Desert with the outpost is a nice one. Also gives non-attribute Singular as a secondary drop. Then swing by Steriland Classified Area. The mission Biological Research Facility drops your Dimension Reactor and has some Fire Tech mixed in. Head to Vesper's Moonlight Lake. The mission is called Old Surveillance Station. You find your Electric Dimension Reactor there, and as a bonus there's also a chance for memory drops. Another one is in White Knight Gulch Observatory. Order Supply Warehouse is the mission, a juicy spot for electric builds. If you're playing Enos with those electric tech reactors, you've got 2 reliable missions. First, go to Kingston the Foreign Theater and look for the Vulgus Occupied Buildings missions. Pretty good place, and it also drops fire singular reactors. And if you want a short mission, go to Echo Swarm Derelict Covered and run Verdant Greenery. That one is very fast and also drops Chill Dimension reactors as a bonus. Keelan running Toxic Fusion builds, you've got 3 farming missions for that. First, head to Echo Swamp Abandoned Zone. The mission Environment Contamination Zone is a solid choice. It also drops non-attribute tech reactor. Another one is in Agna Desert, the mining site with the mission Excavation Team Directional Radar. It's solid and gives you Orc's power as secondary drop. And there is Archie Motion Sensor in the Muskeg Swamp of Echo Swamp, also a pretty nice spot, especially if you also need some sensors. And for our beloved Keelan on a Toxic Singular Reactor, there are 2 good missions you should check out. First mission is the Outpost in Stereoland Repository. Besides your Toxic Singular, there's a chance for electric fusion reactors as well. And also there's White Knight Gulch Moongrave Basin. The mission deployment area of Order's forces not only gives you Toxic Singular, but also some Toxic Tech Reactors for your Frainer. For more Frainer spots, you can go to Vesper's Lumberyard. Here you want to run Frontline Base. It gives you Toxic Tech and some Fire Fusion Reactors. Then hop into Fortress Frozen Valley. The Command Relay is a nice one. This one drops non-attribute singular reactors on the side. Vesper's Timberfall is also nice with the Timberfall Power Facility mission. It also drops non-attribute fusion reactors. So that's it for the week. As usual, if you do not know what options to farm on your reactor, then this list here surely helps. But as always, try to find the bottleneck in your build or use stats that are good for your playstyle. I hope you get the reactor that you are looking for. Happy farming, good luck and goodbye.